Hi everybody, it's Laura here from Rhode Island Vegan Awareness, and today we're really proud to be offering you one of our 30 minutes to vegan cooking classes. We used to offer these a while back on Zoom, and now we're doing them on Facebook Live, so thanks for tuning in. We have an amazing guest for you today, Mary Margaret Earl. She is a dedicated vegan and amazing volunteer. She's on the board of Rhode Island Vegan Awareness, and she also competed in our vegan dice competition this year. And today she's going to teach you how to make a festive holiday breakfast.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you. Hey, everybody. I'm really excited to try out this Facebook Live opportunity. So I am really happy to have you join us so you can hear about a way that you can offer a vegan breakfast at the holidays, whether you're vegan, whether you have vegan family and you want to be inclusive, or you're just trying out some vegan opportunities. I wanted to give some thoughts for a vegan holiday breakfast. So to me, the most important thing about a holiday breakfast is, well, two things. One, that it's festive, that it feels special like a holiday with the spices and the flavors. And two, that it's easy. You don't want to be up on a busy morning having to spend tons of time preparing. So this is something you can actually make the night before, or make a lot of the preparation before and kind of put it together the morning of. So we're going to start with a cheesy vegan sausage and potato casserole, which is sort of similar to something my mom used to make for us on Christmas morning when I was growing up. And after I show you how to do that, then I'm going to show you how to make a festive and a little bit healthier and lighter vegan parfait. So let's start with our vegan casserole. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil in this pan. I'm kind of generous with my olive oil. You don't have to be as generous. And I'm going to turn it up. And then as the oil's heating, what I'm going to do is take some chopped onion. You can do red onion, you can do white onion, you can do whatever kind of onion you prefer. And cut it up pretty small. So I'm going to turn this on and just get that going. And it's a whole onion. And I should say this is from holycowvegan.net, from that website. This is a recipe that I found there. So that's going to start heating up, and I'll tell you that the sausage that we're going to use today is Impossible sausage. So if you haven't had it before, it's just great. It's kind of like one of those Jimmy Dean type of sausages that's really easy to work with. You can put this in spaghetti sauce, you can make it into patties and brown them for breakfast. In this case, I'm going to just brown it for my casserole. So I can hear the onions going and starting to saute them. And I'm going to saute them until they are pretty translucent and soft, which is what you really need to do for onions when you're cooking them like this, unless you're using them raw in a salad. But make sure they're cooked all the way through. And when they get kind of closer to being translucent and soft, then I'm going to add my garlic. So this calls for a couple of cloves of garlic. My rule of thumb is if you're used to cooking, you know if you like more garlic. And some people you can use 6 cloves of garlic, whatever you like. It's hard to, in my book, go wrong with garlic. So I did probably 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, and then I cut them up in advance. So we can hear this going. While I'm waiting for the onion to come a little bit further along, you don't want to add the garlic too close to the time that you first put in the onion, because it cooks really fast and you can burn it. And burned garlic has that acrid flavor. So while I'm waiting for the onion to get a little more translucent, I'm going to cut up my rosemary. I was really excited today. I looked out my window and my rosemary plant in December was still going strong, so I didn't need to use dry rosemary. So I'm just going to, calls for about 1.5 teaspoons. I'm just going to pull them off the stem that way, and I'm going to chop them pretty small. And it's really important with the rosemary as well. You don't want raw rosemary. You want it really well cooked, because it can be very bitter. But it's what I like about rosemary, you could also, instead of rosemary, use sage in this recipe. And both those are just great holiday spices. So it gives you that smell of the holidays. All right, it's going. My onions are getting near translucent, so I'm going to add all that garlic. And there we go. We're going to let that go for just a minute. And while that's cooking down, I'm going to come back over here. I'm actually going to put the rosemary in now and let that cook up nicely with the garlic. And while that's going, I'm going to cut into my Impossible sausage. I'm going to cut that open. You can kind of see it's just like that traditional morning sausage that is so versatile that you can make patties out of or do what you want. I'm going to cut this open a little bit better, I think. I want to cut myself on Facebook Live. That would be not too effective. So I'm going to cook this just a moment longer. I want to make sure that it's really well cooked before I add the sausage. So you can see it's getting that nice soft texture. So almost there. And once the sausage is in, then we're going to add the potatoes. And I prepared the potatoes ahead of time. This is another shortcut that will enable you to not have to work so hard on the holiday morning, but be pretty ready. So I pre-cooked them. I actually did it the day before yesterday. You can cook the potatoes any way you want. You can boil them, you can steam them, you can cook them in the microwave. Whatever works for you. You just need to make sure they're fork tender. I'll rinse my hands in that. All right, and then I'm going to break this down, and what I want to do is brown this. I want to make sure that it's nice and browned. I don't want to put this uncooked in the casserole, so I want to cook this pretty well. So you can see I'm just breaking it up, but you see how easy it is to work with, and it's starting to get a little bit browned. And I'm just gonna do that. I'm stirring it pretty well. You don't have to worry too much about it, but you want it to be stirred pretty occasionally. And here we go with that. I'm not going to add much salt in this at this point because the salty sausage. I'm a salty soul. I salt everything. I like salt. But in this case, there is some salt that we're going to put in our cheesy sauce. So I don't want to add too much here. You can do it to taste, I think, after it's cooked. So I want to cook this just a little bit more until it feels like pretty cooked all the way through. The other thing that's I think really great about a holiday breakfast is to make it festive by putting out a nice tablecloth. You can put out like a fizzy seltzer drink and put a few cranberries that are floating. You can have a candle on the table even for breakfast. But I think it's those special touches that really make it festive. It's the food, but it's also those extra little touches. And I really think that making something simple means you're not frazzled. You can really, if you're the cook of the family, you don't want to feel frazzled and overwhelmed. So try to make it easy, rather than easy. All right, so it looks like it's pretty well cooked through now, our Impossible sausage. So now I'm going to add the potatoes. And as I said, these are actually cold now. You could, if you want to do them right before you make the casserole, you can, but these are fork tender, so I cook them so that when I poke the fork into them, the fork easily goes through. I did it a couple of days ago, and then I cut them into small dices. So now I'm just going to add all those potatoes there. And if you're a potato lover, this is for you. I'm just going to stir that until it's really well mixed. Again, the potatoes are cooked all the way through, so I don't have to do this for terribly long. I'm just going to have it just all the flavors meld. So I'm going to do it for a few moments where I'm really mixing it. And you can see a little bit of the rosemary in there. And I'm also going to put in a little bit of crushed red pepper flake. My crushed red pepper is almost out. Just a little bit. Just do what you like to your taste. little bit of crushed red pepper, and I'm gonna mix that in so that that gets warmed all the way through. All right, so we're just about done with this step. So I'm gonna turn this off for just a moment. It'll still be cooking a bit. And I'm gonna cover it so it'll still be warming. But now I'm gonna show you our very simple, delicious, cheesy topping that goes over this casserole. So what we have here is raw cashews. So I got these, they have a really good price at Aldi's. I am less of a bargain hunter than I used to be when I was raising kids, but I'm still a little bit of a bargain hunter. And raw cashews they're pretty magical how well they turn something into, a vegan version of cheese. I don't have a Vitamix. If you have a Vitamix, you can probably just throw the cashews in, the raw cashews. Make sure they are raw cashews, not salted or roasted. These, because I do not have a Vitamix, I soaked them for about a half an hour in hot water. And so then when I put them in, they are gonna be, they're gonna blend much more easily. So here's my cashews. Then I'm gonna add just 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast flakes. I order Anthony's from Amazon. It's a really big bag. I use a lot of nutritional yeast flakes. It's got your B vitamins, B12, which vegans need to be mindful of. And so I make popcorn a lot and sprinkle this on top of my popcorn. And the taste has a nice cheesy, taste like Parmesan cheese. So really good for you and yummy. And so I'm gonna put that 1/4 of a cup nutritional yeast flakes in my blender. And then I'm gonna put in 1.5 cups of water in the blender. And then I'm gonna put a couple of teaspoons of onion powder, which I often find that's in vegan cheeses, that's one of the spices that is often called for. Just a couple of teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, I'm a little heavy-handed with my teaspoon, you might notice. And then I'm gonna do maybe 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then a couple of shakes of pepper. And that is it. And I'm gonna take this over and plug it in, and you're gonna hear the noise. And we're gonna blend it until I'm certain that it's super smooth. So that's what you want. All right, cover your ears. To watch a blender, but I'm going to let it blend a little bit longer because I really want it to be super smooth. All right, I think I'm going to say that's good. Yeah, check out the nutritional yeast. I love that brand. So here's a little casserole dish that I've oiled, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our potato sausage mixture, and I'm gonna put it in this little casserole dish. It looks so yummy and hearty. And it definitely will fill your belly that morning. And then I'm gonna pour our cashew topping over it. And it is that simple. So you're gonna take this, and we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees for half an hour. And if you've made this the night before and you just pop it in the oven, I mean, imagine how easy it makes that morning. And I'm going to show you that I actually magically, we're going to have a magical, I'm going to take out the one I did in advance. And we're gonna, there is our casserole. We can put a little parsley on top. And you have a delicious, yummy, and festive, the rosemary and the flavors, breakfast casserole. So that's our first item. Or do you want a bite?
Yeah, it looks delicious. I'll definitely try that. And by the way, if anybody watching has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We hope you are enjoying this awesome vegan breakfast cooking class for the holidays. And I'm going to try some of that.
Yeah, it looks, I did my practice run earlier this week when my brother and his wife were visiting, and they loved it, and they took all the leftovers home with them. So I think it's a winner. So I'm going to set these things aside, and we're going to start to work on our parfait. So I'm going to just, I like to clean up as I go. I don't like a lot of mess left behind.
Oh, come on. You got to try this. You have to.
Should I try it?
Yeah,
All right,
I'll try it.
I'll try it. Okay. Let me give you a little plate, Laura.
Kenny, you want to try a bite?
Yeah, we have Kenny behind the scenes, our tech person behind the scenes.
Kenny's monitoring the chat for your questions.
All right.
You want to say
It's a
hi?
little hot.
He's got his Rhode Island Vegan Awareness
Our behind
shirt
the
on.
scenes
Very
tech
nice.
Team.
Looks great.
It's a little hot. Don't burn your mouth.
Thanks so much.
It's going to be a little hot.
Yeah. Wow, very good.
You heard it from him. How is it, Kenny?
Very good.
Thank
Tastes as good as
you.
it looks, yeah.
All right. Would you be happy to eat this on like a holiday morning?
Of course. I'll be delighted to.
So,
It's delicious, everybody.
and it's so
Very good.
simple. It's really
Very good.
simple. And something you really can do ahead of time.
Wow.
Really good.
All right, so that's round one of your holiday breakfast. So the next thing I'm going to do, I really like to make holiday parfaits or parfaits in general, and I like to make them in the summer. They're light and pretty and refreshing, and in this case, I wanted to make some more festive tasting parfaits. So I'm going to use pear. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to saute our pears. I got these very, very soft, ripe red pears at Stop and Shop. And there are all kinds of different pears, but these I could touch and I could tell, my thumb went in a little bit, that these were really ripe, and so that's what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute the pears in a little bit of vegan butter. Just a little bit. And there's all kinds. This is a Country Crock plant butter. There's Land O'Lakes plant butter. There's so many, pardon me, places, so many plant-based vegan butters now. It used to be really hard to find, and now it's the simplest thing in the world. So I'm going to wait until the butter melts a bit. He does sound like
I can hear it.
Yeah.
We can hear Kenny in the other room enjoying his casserole, his breakfast casserole. He loves it.
All right, so this is, I'm gonna just pour in these pears. And these pears, I was tempted, but we have time. I was tempted. You could actually just put them in as they are. They are so delicious and sweet. So I think if you wanted to lean on the healthier side, and just put in the pears if they're really ripe and juicy, I think you could do that. But I decided to make them, we have enough time, but I decided to make them a little bit more festive, a little bit sweeter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute these, and we're gonna add some cinnamon, because again, like, it's having simplicity, but it's also having those festive tastes. That's what people want about the holidays. They want to be reminded of the holidays, that it's something that the spices, the smells that bring that back to them, their childhood memories. That's what people are really looking for in their holiday food. So I'm gonna keep sauteing that, and I'm gonna add a little bit of brown sugar, actually, to make it a little bit sweeter. So I'm just gonna just add a little bit. And if you choose not to use the brown sugar, you could also just put sometimes I pour a little dollop of agave nectar in my, just a little bit to make it a little bit sweeter in the parfait. So I'm gonna cook these down a little bit longer. And what I'm gonna do is, when I feel like these are cooked down more, I'm gonna start to layer them. So this is so what I do in my parfaits is I layer a plant-based vegan yogurt. I like Siggi's. I like the flavor. I like the texture of Siggi's. They sell this at Stop and Shop. So I layer some vegan yogurt, some kind of fruit, some kind of granola, and I just keep layering it. And on the top, in the summer, you could put like raspberries or blueberries. Today, I'm going to put a few pomegranate seeds because that's sort of holiday. And I also believe, you know, when it's simple and easy to be more inclusive, let's be more inclusive. So here's a gluten-free granola that's maple flavored, and I think maple is holiday reminiscent, and it's gluten-free, so why not make your parfaits vegan and gluten-free if it's simple to do so. And it tastes delicious. The granola, it's already open because I've been sampling it this week since buying it. So while that is cooking a little bit more, and again, you don't have to do a ton of cooking, just enough to soften them up, bring out more of that sweetness, you know, have that little bit of flavor from the brown sugar and the cinnamon. And I'm gonna start, let me grab another spoon, and I'm gonna start layering. So I'm gonna start with a layer of yogurt, and you wanna try to be a little bit neat. So here's a little bit of yogurt. We're gonna put in the bottom of the glass. And again, you could do these ahead of time.
Just a quick note, I want to say hi to everyone who's tuning in and everyone that's joining us as we go and popping in. Erin in the chat said she loves this, and Kenny said, wow, the casserole was delicious. So feel free to put your comments and your questions in the chat.
I'm gonna give another spoon for this. If you weren't all watching, I would be picking this out with my fingers and putting it in, but I'll put it in with a spoon. So I'm gonna put some granola in this glass and just try to make it a little bit. And what this does, what's really nice about the granola is it gives it the crunch. So it's not just smooth textures. And then I'm going to...
Sorry about that, I'm just moving this down a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, perfect.
Sorry for everyone watching, but there we go.
And then I'm going to put some pears in there.
That smells so good.
Yeah, and that's like, it smells like holidays, right? It's a pear. And then I'm gonna then add some more yogurt on top of that. Add some more granola and just keep layering it. This granola smells really festive too. And then a little bit more pear. And a little bit more yogurt, and then I'm just gonna add a couple of pomegranate seeds on top to give it a little bit more color. Let's see how I get the pomegranate seeds out. I think there's a way to bang this that I... Because my hands are clean. And then I'm just going to add a few pomegranate seeds on top for the holiday. Would you like it to try? Kenny, would you like to try? Kenny, would you like to try?
It looks beautiful. Smells delicious.
A parfait?
Yeah.
I think he wants to try it.
Good job. That's pretty
This
good,
is,
Kenny.
feels like Christmas is coming early here. Wow, this is wild.
The official taste tester.
While you're eating that, I'm gonna make one for Laura.
Absolutely fabulous, yeah.
All right.
So, hope everybody out there is enjoying this as much as I am. Very good. Awesome.
And it's so simple. I mean, if you put those out on a table and you have a bunch of them, they're just so pretty and festive. And the other recommendation I would make is to think if you could bake something. And this is a cookbook called The Joy of Vegan Baking. It's a really great cookbook by Colleen Patrick Goudreau. And she has a recipe that I've done before for cinnamon rolls. It is delicious and fun, and people are so impressed when you bring this beautiful basket of cinnamon rolls. So that's another thing you could make the day before and put out with the casserole and the parfaits, and it would be just a wonderful, happy holiday breakfast. So I think we're right at time. I'm going to make Laura a parfait, and we hope that you'll tune into our next 30 Minutes to Vegan cooking class, sponsored by Rhode Island Vegan Awareness, which is an amazing organization doing a lot to help the animals and the earth and our bodies.
Thank you so much, Mary Margaret, for that amazing class. We hope you all have an amazing holiday season. Make some of these delicious recipes for yourselves and your family. And let us know in the comments or send us a message after. Let us know if you tried any of the recipes or what you want to see next, because we hope to be back soon with another 30 Minutes to Vegan cooking class for you. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.